How to change the oil on a 1996 to 2002, aka third generation, Toyota 4RUNNER like a pro. Note: this instructional video applies to the 3.4-liter V6 engine. First, you'll need the following tools and materials. 5W-30 high mileage extended performance oil. Mobil brand is recommended. 1 5-quart container and 1 1-quart container. Oil filter. Mobil 1 brand is highly recommended. When it comes to filters, the extra expense is well worth it. Oil pan. Filter wrench, may be optional. 14mm wrench. 15mm wrench may be optional. Gloves. Rags. Lastly, you'll need a professional mechanic friend named Jason, so that you can borrow his official mechanic's shirt and get it covered in grease. Before changing the oil, be sure to warm up your engine so that the oil can drain out more easily. Depending on the outside temperature, driving about a mile or two should do the trick. You don't want things to be too hot under the hood. When you park the car, cut the wheels as far to the left as possible to give you easy access to the oil filter. Pop the hood and check the oil stick to determine if your vehicle is already low on oil, which would indicate you have a leak. Check the oil cap for any white goop inside, which would indicate you may have a head gasket issue. Leave the cap placed on top of the hood latch so that you will not forget to put it back at the end of this procedure. Slide a piece of cardboard or some other disposable surface under your vehicle to catch any spilling oil, which will inevitably stain whatever it touches. Open the oil catch drain and air valve. Slide it under the center of the front suspension area. Slide yourself under the vehicle and locate the oil pan bolt. It will be nearly dead center behind an opening in the metal skid plate. Using the 14mm wrench, slightly loosen the bolt by turning in a counterclockwise direction. Be careful to not accidentally turn the wrench the wrong way and strip the threads. This would be very bad. If you cannot loosen the bolt using this method, try linking the wrench to a 15mm to give you more leverage, like so. With gloves on, begin to hand loosen the bolt the remainder of the way. When you feel it is almost off, be sure not to let it drop into your oil catch. Pull it away quickly so as to reduce any mess and let the oil drain freely. While this is happening, clean the bolt and inspect it for thread damage. Some aftermarket bolts have magnets installed at the end of the threads to grab small metal particles that, if left to float around in the engine, could damage it. A lot of metal shavings stuck to the magnet would be an indicator that you may have excessive engine wear or some other potential mechanical issue developing. Next, come around to the front left tire and peel back the splash guard to reveal the oil filter. There will be several plastic pins holding it onto the car. Be careful not to damage them by yanking impatiently. Check to see if you can reach the filter. If not, find a friend with longer arms. Once you have located the filter, relocate the oil catch underneath this area. You may be able to remove the filter by hand, turning it counterclockwise. If it won't budge, bring in the filter wrench to finish the job. Keep the filter with the whole side facing up to reduce excess spilling. Inspect the filter and rubber gasket. On occasion, the rubber gasket will stay stuck on the vehicle. If left unchecked, this will cause a double gasket sandwich when a new filter is put on. This is a bad thing. The next time you're driving, the gasket will slide out and spill oil everywhere. So, inspect the filter and the threading on the vehicle, making sure you can see the metal surrounding it. Set the filter upside down in the catch, propped up on these ridges to encourage its draining. Replace the oil pan bolt, ensuring it is adequately tight. We recommend hand tightening and giving it a few extra wrench grunts. You want it tight enough to prevent future leaks. However, keep in mind you will likely be the next person who has to remove this. Ideally, you want to torque to 29 foot-pounds. For bonus points, you can replace the factory gasket on this bolt. Now remove your oil filter from the box. Dip a clean finger into the fresh oil and rub it around the entirety of the rubber gasket. This will ensure a good, clean seal that will prevent double gasketing in the future. Reach behind the driver's side wheel again and hand tighten the oil filter onto the car. Coming around to the engine area, insert a funnel into your oil cap hole thingy. Open the clean 5-quart container and slowly pour it into the funnel. The large container should be poured in this orientation to let the air flow through the handle. If you pour too quickly, you will splatter oil all over your engine block. All 4-wheel drive 4Runners will require 5.7 US quarts. For 2-wheel drive, you'll need 5.4 US quarts. Either way, you should use up the entire 5-quart container. Run the engine for about 30 seconds to get the oil flowing. Next, pour in the smaller 1-quart bottle, holding it in this orientation, again for airflow. Check the levels to see when the bottle is halfway empty. Stop at this point and check your oil stick. Pull the round pin out and wipe the dipstick clean. Dip it again and remove. Look for the 2 dots at the end of the stick. You know it is properly filled when the oil line reaches the top dot. Be sure to check both sides to ensure you have an accurate reading. It is usually the lowest side that displays the correct reading. If it is low, add more oil and repeat this step until satisfied with the level. Clean oil should look like golden, liquid honey. Dirty oil is black, full of particulates, and cannot be reused. Carefully pour the old oil into the now emptied container and wipe your oil catch clean with a rag. Place the used filter into the now emptied box. Take these spent items to your nearest auto parts chain or local waste facility for proper disposal. In 6 months, or 7,500 miles down the road, repeat this process. Mobil claims you can drive for 20,000 miles, but Jason says this is not advised. Thanks, Jason. To all the 4Runner lovers out there, thanks for learning with me. I'll see you in the next video.